Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team's currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 Hit Games 2CD collection. You can find a link in the video description containing the entire directory structure of this archive. Here's what our diggers have for week 127. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply follow the Patreon link in the video description. Now without further ado, let's get started. First up, James Dunn has dug up DOSGAMES /pb/scrapper. Well, clearly some kind of pinball thing from the looks of it. Just a COM file at 64K, so this is probably a pinball construction kit table, I'm gonna guess. And it definitely is. By Kevin Bass. Or Bass. I don't know. Anyways, interesting layout. Kind of looks a little familiar. I wonder if this is like a modification of one of the tables that originally came with the game. Like with the Pinball Construction Set program thing. I just have to remember how to play these things. There we go. So let's see how this one plays. Well, it's actually got the multi-ball thing in the middle there. You'd actually be surprised how many of these PCS tables that people made didn't have the multi-ball feature. Oh, well, that went well. Yeah, so far this doesn't seem, so far this seems pretty normal for a PCS table. Although, that's unfortunate. I keep losing the ball down that left side there. Also, for some reason, it's like fully extending the, it's fully extending the plunger every time. Like, I mean, you're supposed to push a button for that, but, But it seems to be really hard to get the ball into the multi-ball thing up there. Because it would have to be a very specific bounce from the looks of it. But maybe we can get it. Will that do it? No? No, one thing's for sure, this is a pretty high-scoring table from the looks of it. No, hey, it bounced right out of the outlane. I wish pinballs did that in real life. Or hang onto the bottom of the flipper. I keep forgetting how bad the physics are in these early pinball programs. Yeah, that was, Okay, so what actually just happened with the upper flipper there, that could happen in real pinball tables, where you'll actually let the flipper down and it sort of traps the ball into it like that. Happens more often than you'd think. But, yeah, this table's not bad. Oh, there we go, finally got a ball in the multi-ball thing. But we need to get two more in there to actually get multi-ball. I don't think I've got the patience for that. Especially since we're already down to our last ball, so... But yeah, one thing I will say is the upper flipper seems kinda pointless on this table. Like, I mean, you'd think it would be in a neat position, but it doesn't really let you hit. It doesn't really seem to be aimed at much, right? Like, the reason why you put an upper flipper on any table is if there's particular aspects on the upper table that you want to be able to hit more easily. But that doesn't seem to be the case here. But anyways, so that was Scrapper by Kevin Bass or Kevin Bass. It's pretty typical PCS table. Nothing too fancy, but nothing too horrible. Seems to play okay. Next up, Christopher Groff has dug up DOSGAMES /sports /NCAA 15. I'm gonna guess something to do with basketball, just judging by the NCAA thing going on there. Oh wow. That's a very small executable and a very large doc file to go with it. Hopes are not high. Let's see what we got. March Madness, I Love It, by Pat McManus, original Apple version, February 1990. Okay, so it seems to be something that's been ported from there. So enter the 64-team field, input a form to the list, grade the forms, clear the entry list, wipe out the list of input results, random form input. Well, considering the fact I don't want to fill out 64 entries to anything, let's do the random form input. Enter your name here. Was this player okay? I didn't get to see any stats. I was going to say yes. Type done if finished. Oh. Okay. So now what? Input a form to the list, maybe? Who wins? 1 or 2? I don't know. 1? 3? 5? 7? 9? 11? Second round. Who wins? 1 or 2? Okay, so this is clearly like some kind of, I don't understand what's going on here. We'll grade the forms? How many rounds played? 4. Put it on the screen. Game result 1 or 2. Oh, if you push an invalid key, it makes that sound effect there. I really have no idea what this thing does. And that was a huge doc file. I'm gonna go read the doc file. Like, maybe I'm missing something here. Okay, so I'm reading the doc file right now. And basically all this program is apparently a program to automate office pooling for NCAA college basketball tournaments. So basically if you're trying to like create like some sort of gambling pool or something, I don't know. But basically all it's meant to do is just organize that for you. And then apparently there's some kind of points thing going on, but I didn't see any of that showing up in the program. And the person who made this wants $20 for it. So no, this is not $20 software. This is like something you throw together with barely any thought put into it. You have to basically understand exactly what you're doing to make use of this thing. So if it doesn't fit, and if it doesn't fit the exact framework of what you're trying to do, then it's useless. So yeah, this is what can I say? But it's like it's a nothing thing. It's a nothing program. It's a program that does nothing useful. I guess maybe if you were like trying to do some sort of I don't know. What am I doing with my life looking at this stuff? And we're finishing things off with a 3-way team dig. Zed Supremus, Dookie, and Felicia Gladson have all dug up WINGAMES /event/WDetCT10. I think. I don't know why, but I just got a funny feeling that this is going to be, like, really bad. Anyways, we got WDetect10. So I gotta copy bitmaps.bat. There's a file id.diz, but there's also a text file. WinDetective. Okay, maybe this won't be so bad. Detective software? I can get behind that. Also, there's a starship.wdt, which is called the default card set. And this was in the adventure folder, right? Yeah. So installation instructions. Version history. Oh, February 94, so this is a later Windows 3.1 game. Hang on a minute. So it comes with a Starship card set. There's certain lanes you can go through. And it's a detective game. Why do I get a funny feeling this is going to be like Clue? You guys remember Clue, right? Those board games like Colonel Mustard with the fire poker in the study or something like that. And made by Adrazif Industries up in Canada, my stomping grounds. And apparently wanted 15 US or 20 Canadian, which, given the Canadian dollar at the time, that's not a precise conversion, but it's actually pretty close. Okay, let's actually play this thing. So maybe this won't be bad. Oh. Okay, I totally forgot this existed. I have actually played this before. Totally forgot this is a thing. So yeah, this is basically like Clue, but it's streamlined extremely well. So this is the total. I thought this was going to be crap, but it turns out this is probably going to be one of the best things we see in a while here. Okay, so let's set ourselves up. So I am me. Our computer players are HAL9000, Deep Thought, and Brainiac. There's different card sets. The generic card set I'm going to guess is very generic. Let's play with the Starship card set. And play level. We'll go Expert. Who's our character going to be? We can be Captain Jaeger, Dr. Zero, Download, Ambassador Zoe, Ms. Terry, or Lieutenant Nord. Yeah, I'll be Dr. Zero. And make ourselves blue. I don't know, I'm just thinking Sub-Zero in my head right now. And I think that's all we've really got to do here. So, start game. So this is our hand. So anyone familiar with Clue knows that the cards that you have indicate what isn't the truth. So basically all the falsehoods. And we're trying to figure out who did the crime, where they did the crime, and what they did the crime with. So it's actually pretty good, pretty decent that we've already cleared ourselves. And apparently this is what we look like. And we've also cleared Lieutenant Nord and Ms. Terry. Now this is what I really like about this program, is the notes taking here. Is that it's actually very extensive. So it's already cleared off the cards we have. So we know. So the black spots indicate the cards that we absolutely know aren't obtained by us. So it knocks off that whole column because we absolutely don't have those cards. But for the cards we do have, we know that the other players can't have those cards. And this is done automatically. And I think you can fill things in yourself. Yeah. You can adjust things yourself if you want to, but it otherwise will do it automatically for you. So let's see, where am I? So I'm the blue character, I'm up there. We already have the docking bay cards, don't we? Yeah, so we should probably avoid the docking bay. We'll go to the computer station. And because the board is so big, you roll 2 dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And turn is done. And I do like that you click through the AI player's turn so that it just doesn't happen all at once. Okay, so Deep Thought thinks Miss Terry did it in the command deck with the hand blaster. And Brainiac shows one of those particular cards to Deep Thought. So now if we go to our notes, it's actually telling us, like, there was a particular turn where this set of guesses was made. Now we have the Miss Terry card. So, and we know that a card was shown, but we don't know if it was the hand blaster or the command deck, and it couldn't have been the Miss Terry card because we have that card. And we can get rid of any of these columns that we don't need anymore. Now Brainiac thinks Ms. Terry did it in the command deck with the Vibro Shiv. Now, since I'm the next player, I'm the one who gets to potentially show a card first. And because if I'm remembering the rules correctly, if you have a card, if you have a card in your next in sequence, you do have to show a card. So, guess I'll show him that card. Okay, so it's my turn. Roll the dice. So we're in the computer station. So let's suspect, and remember, because you can only suspect based on where you're located, so that's why I didn't want to go to the docking bay. So I'm going to suspect Captain Yeager in the computer station with the Vibroshiv. Captain Yeager, HAL 9000 does not have any of those cards. Deep Thought shows me the computer station card. And see, it automatically filled in some notes there. I want to look at my notes after that one. So, this was the guess that was just made. Like, here's the thing, we see the little white space here. It's like, oh, player 2 must have the download card, but, well, no, he might not. Because that might be one of the cards that's hidden. But now, this was a point in time when player 2 showed either that card, or this card, and we know he doesn't have the Vibroshiv card. But then he could have shown the command deck card. So, that should make things a little easier to figure out going forwards, but let's see here. Well, haha, I didn't do it in anywhere, because I got my own card. So let's see if we can get some useful information here. We know that player 2 is going to be the first one who actually shows us a card. And we know he doesn't have Captain Yeager, and we know he doesn't have the Vibroshiv. So I'm going to ask Captain Yeager with the Vibroshiv in the quarters, because that's where I am. So player 2 doesn't have any of those cards. Neither does Deep Thought. But Brainiac has the Captain Yeager card. So, the notes have automatically identified. The Vibroshiv is the weapon. But the question is now, who did it and where was the crime committed? Ooh, take a look at something else here. Remember that very first guess that got up on here? Player 4 does not have the Mystery card because I have it. Player 4 doesn't have the command deck card, but player 4 had to have shown either that or the Hand Blaster. So we know player 4 has the Hand Blaster. I don't know if there's any way we can mark it yellow though. Well, it kind of doesn't matter because we already know what the weapon is, but player 2 has the Neurostim card for sure, because we know that the weapon is the Vibroshiv. So just to throw some people off, because we know player 4 has the Hand Blaster, I'm going to guess download with the Hand Blaster in the command deck. Okay, so he showed me the command deck card. Now that doesn't rule out the quarters, though. Okay, there have been a lot of guesses now where nobody's been able to show a card. Okay, so we know it's download now. We know it's the Vibroshiv. But which location? I'm going to take a gamble and guess that it's not the quarters. So I'm going to go towards hydroponics. Nope, it was the quarters. Yeah, Deep Thought figured it out. Oh well. So yeah, that's a game of Wind Detective. Plays very much like Clue. We can actually look at all of the cards in the game here. So again, made by Drazov Industries. Apparently these particular Starship cards were by Terrell Wayne. Do we have info on the author at all, or? Looks to be a Simon Claughton. And apparently it was made using... Oh, he's upgrading it to use Visual C++ with toolbar and 3D effects. It was a 2-player version that could be played with a modem or over a modem, or 2 computers connected by no modem cable. It'd be interesting to know if that version actually came to be or not. But yeah, that was Wind Detective. This is a very competent Clue clone, and I have played it before, which is why I seem to know what I was doing, mostly. Except it's been a while since I've played anything like Clue, so... So yeah, so we started the digs off today, pretty weak, but at least we ended on a good one.